Today on the channel, it's Friday, June 27th, and we got a dose of Mattel WWE reveals.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and it is Friday, June 27th, and we got a big round of Mattel WWE reveals to get through here today. As of course, Mattel Creations, end of June, end of most months, they do give us a little bit of a gallery over there on Mattel Creation forums of some new things that are coming out, and that's what we're going to dissect today. We're also going to talk some other WWE Mattel news from this week. Now, I will still have the toy news tomorrow, early for Patreon members as usual. And that is going to be a big time news video, as I got about 3 pages of notes to go through. So not a bad thing doing this one separately, because it might be a 2-hour toy news video if I covered everything. But I'm here for some Mattel WWE stuff. Feels like a lot of stuff we knew about, but better images. And you know, next week, or next month, I guess next week is July, but next month, July, San Diego Comic-Con, and we know that is the big reveal of the year, that and WrestleMania. So we're going to see a ton of stuff at that event, so stay tuned to that. I'll be boots on the ground over there checking everything out, so much more to come on that, but we're going to dive into the stuff that we saw this week. But before we get to the stuff from today, let's go earlier in the week. Of course, John Cena mania running wild all over the world right now. Saudi Arabia currently, but John Cena is the Mattel San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. It was long rumored for about the last month or so. We saw images of this, didn't know where it was exactly going to land. It has landed as the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. It will be at the event, also sold on Mattel Creations, $50 price point. Not a bad price point. It is limited. It is special package. You get a ton of stuff. Obviously, it is an Ultimate Edition, so you get the extra heads, the extra hands, t-shirt, but then you get a big group of belts. You get a lot of the belts he's held over the years. Pretty cool to see that. Reminds me a lot of the Jakks Classic Superstars days with Shawn Michaels and, of course, Stone Cold Steve Austin, some of those special figures we got once upon a time. Kind of Mattel's ultimate version of that all these years later. I'm okay with this. It's a good enough figure, but we've had a lot of Ultimate John Cena's, but it is the year of John Cena, or the years of John Cena, probably going to carry on to 2026 as well. So it makes sense of what's going on in the wrestling landscape. I don't know, a lot of collectors out there, I think, that are my age and older than me and even younger than me. We're hoping for something a little bit different, because we get so many Cenas. But there's a lot of Cena fans out there. Obviously, there's a whole generation that's their Hulk Hogan. And I'm sorry for them, brother. They need to get on the Ultimate Warrior train. That's neither here nor there. But a lot of people like Cena. So there's a lot of Cena fans happy about this one here. Me personally, I feel like this could have been released somewhere else. I think the belts is what makes it special, and the packaging obviously is what makes it the most special. But this Ultimate Cena figure really could have been just a regular Ultimate Edition. It doesn't feel San Diego Comic-Con to me, but Shawn Michaels last year didn't feel real San Diego Comic-Con to me. So what is San Diego Comic-Con anymore? Now, they tried the Muhammad Ali. I think you can still get that at Mattel Creation. So it's hard to find something that's too deep of a cut or too far out there where everybody feels like they've had it already with John Cena. How do you find that sweet spot? What is that sweet spot? I'm not exactly sure. I feel like Mr. T was a really good one. I felt like the No Holds Barred pack was really good. It's Hogan, of course, a big-time name, but it's very niche into the movie. I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see what happens next year. But this year, we got John Cena for good or for bad. Sound off in the comments how you feel about that. I'm picking 2 up. I think it's a good enough figure. I would have liked seeing something else, but there's other people, like I said, that are all about this, so I don't fault them for that either. Or do I? No, I don't. So there it is. That came up this week. $50 Mattel Creations here in a couple of weeks. Be ready for that. But let's get to the announcements here today. Now, we did see Elite 120. Now, we knew about this for a while. We got all the glamour shots, all the fancy Mattel stuff this week. We do got the John Cena Collector's Edition a part of this. Remember, all these waves this year will have John Cena figures put in there. And I wonder if this will be one of the last sets that we get in 2025. Starting to put together that top 10 list. You guys know how that goes. And this is an interesting wave here with 120. The Cena not super crazy to me. It's nothing off the wall like the clear Cena. And speaking of that clear Cena hitting Walmarts right now, would that have been a cool Ultimate Edition clear Cena as the San Diego Comic-Con? That feels like a more of a San Diego Comic-Con thing to me. It's translucent, it's different, you can't see him, it's not for everybody. That feels like that might have made more sense. I don't know. You do this, you do that, you do dash the other. What does it end up being? Who knows? But Cena is the collector's edition in 120 once again. We also got Cody Rhodes and, of course, Chase regular edition. A double dose of suited Cody here. You like a pink or a brown suit? It's like Neapolitan ice cream. He's well on his way there. Can we get the white suit one? But we do get two different suit colors. Not for everybody, but a lot of customizers could dive into this one and use these suits somewhere else. However, I'm sure there'll be the tattoo on the neck. So you always got to remember that with the Cody figures there. Now we do get LA Knight. Not sure if I'm sold on this one. Have to wait till I get it in hand as usual, but it is a new LA Knight. Looks like a different head, possibly. We'll see what happens there. Roman Reigns, no surprise. He's all over the place once again. Maybe the weakest one of the set. Possibly. It just feels so much like we've been here before. You guys tell me once again. Joe Gacy, first time in the line. Have to imagine that'll be a pretty popular one, part of the Wyatt Six. So we'll see how that does go. And then, of course, Lola Vice. Don't forget Lola Vice. We got her and a 2-in-1 figure. So I'm going to pick up two of those. Looking at that group shot, though, man, is Lola Vice very small. She is a small figure. I don't know if she's 5 foot and change, I guess. So I guess she is really small, but looks very, very small in this figure here. And then, like I said, John Cena is the collector's edition, rounding this one out, I believe, only at Walmart. So take that for what you will as well. But now we move on over to the Ultimate Editions. Now, we just saw the Target Undertaker. That is the Ultimate exclusive. They have that up for pre-order over there at Target right now, but this was also shown off in the gallery. Sounds like they're stalling. They're stalling because I think we'll get the next one announced, or images of the next ones announced at San Diego Comic-Con, of course. But Target Ultimate Edition Undertaker up for pre-order right now. We also saw the updated version. I guess we knew this was coming. When did we find out about this? Was this at WrestleMania, I think is where it was. Ultimate Edition 2-pack with Cody and Brandy Rhodes. That's an interesting pack, but I'll be picking that up. There's no doubt about it. Brandy's first figure off of one appearance. That's pretty awesome. We do got that one coming to the Ultimate Edition line. And then we got the next wave of Ultimates. And correct me if I'm wrong, I didn't see the Chase in this one. I'm not sure which one it will be. But we are getting, of course, Logan Paul. Logan Paul, his second Ultimate Edition, right? And we got that one as a Creations exclusive, so we do get that. Got to say what you want about Logan Paul. His figures always look really good, including this one here. We're also getting an Ultimate Edition Bayley. A lot of people would say long overdue on this one. A bit of a 2-in-1 figure as well. So if you're into Bayley, you'll be able to pick that one up there. And then CM Punk, the dastardly CM Punk, in his Bret Hart's kind of inspired gear there. A modern day Ultimate CM Punk. I'm here for that. That's a pretty strong wave, I think, right there. So we'll see where that ends up going, when exactly that hits Ringside Collectibles. And I should mention, right now, Ringside has a 10% off 4th of July sale going on. Head over to Ringside. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself as well. Got to get a deal, of course. And deal I'm going to hopefully get, because the Coliseum collection, we knew this was coming, but they're really showing it off right here. It is the Honky Tonk Man and the Ultimate Warrior. I've been saying since the inception of this line that that's where I figured the 2-pack would end up being. And here we are. I forgot all about the black cards. I was out of the black card game. They're going to pull me back with this Ultimate Warrior. So I'm going to have to track down a regular mint on card, a black edition mint on card, and then maybe 1, 2, possibly 3 to open up. And longtime viewers of the channel know this is based on the LJN Grand Toys edition of the Ultimate Warrior Once Upon a Time. My all-time favorite figure of all time. Any figure ever, that is my favorite figure. So the nostalgia button is getting hit pretty hard right here. Really crazy. I do wish we had the more orange peach skin tone. Would have been a real cool throwback. Obviously, they weren't going to do that, I guess. They thought it looked too goofy, which it did. But that was part of that one's charm. But the Honky Tonk Man with the messy hair is amazing. Honky Tonk Man with the jumpsuit's amazing, of course. I would need 2 honkies anyway, so I have no problems picking up 2 Ultimate Warriors. And then you get the merchandise shirt for the Ultimate Warrior, a little extra pizzazz. I'm here for this. This is a big one for me. I can't wait to track this one down. Hopefully, coming to Coliseum Collection very soon. I'm not sure exactly when pre-orders are going up, but it has to be sooner rather than later. How about that there? So, extra challenging with that one, extra expensive as well. Now we dive into the Mattel top picks on the home stretch right here. 3 guys, no stranger to wrestling figures over the last couple of years. Cody Rhodes, The Rock, and of course, one Jey Uso. All 3 of those figures look pretty good. All re-releases except maybe the Jey Uso. Jey Uso, very similar to the Ultimate Edition, obviously way dumbed down for the main event style. But I do like that Rock. I'm going to chase that Rock down. It's currently hitting the pegs right now, so I'll probably pick one of those up fairly soon. But all three looked pretty good, if you ask me. Main event, keeping with the main event theme here. Main event 159, no stranger. Once again, John Cena back in the main event game. Looking pretty good for what it is. I won't be picking that up. Same thing, no stranger. Cody Rhodes getting another figure there. Shouldn't be shocked at that. Xavier Woods, though, pretty darn cool to get Xavier Woods. It's a guy you don't see by himself. Usually Kofi's not far away. Maybe he'll be in one of the other lines around that time. We'll see what happens. Tiffany Stratton, of course. Mixed bag on Tiffany Stratton figures so far. This one kind of looks like it's nothing too new in the head sculpt department. I think she does need a new head sculpt. I'm sure we might see something like that at San Diego Comic-Con. We'll have to stay tuned there. And then could be possibly the female figure of the year, or at least in the top 5 list. It is Wendy Chu ×2. Of course, I guess she's on Evolve these days. And I got to say, I haven't been watching Evolve. There's only so much time there. I watched her a lot when she was in NXT, obviously, but now she's over there in Evolve, dumping Legos out and all that kind of stuff. She's getting wild. But Wendy Chu ×2, and I love that these feel totally like 2 different figures. Very, very cool one there. And I don't know, this could be a first time, last time in the line. And very cool to get her happy persona and her evil persona. Very, very cool. Both those figures, very good. Both could be in the top 5. Definitely both in the top 10 female figures of 2025 for me. We'll see where that ends up going. And then we're going to continue on. Championship Showdown number 23, the Michael Jordan series, of course. We got Rock Cena. I love this Rock. I love this Rock. I wish this was an Elite. I guess I'll have to settle for the main event, but looking very good in that Rock figure. Jey Uso, Drew McIntyre. Man, oh man, we get a lot of those guys, of course. Looking good as well. And then CM Punk, Seth Rollins. I really like that CM Punk figure in the main event style. We'll see. Might play a little long game on that one. But I feel like that Rock might be a day one pickup with Cena. We'll see how that goes. But looking very, very nice as far as figures go. And then we did see some Knuckle Crunchers. So if you're into Knuckle Crunchers, that's something I don't really pay attention to. It's just not for me. I don't get any enjoyment out of them. It's just not for me. You like what you like, you don't what you don't. But if you're into some new Knuckle Crunchers, those are on the way as well. But that's it. That is the June reveals. A little bit laid back this month, but it makes a lot of sense because the granddaddy of them all is about a month away. I guess less than a month away at this point here. San Diego Comic-Con. We're going to see all kinds of new Ultimates, Elites, main events, Showdown, Retros, Superstars. We're going to see the whole kit and caboodle. Can't wait to see the direction of the balance of this year and early into next year. Where we're going, who are we going to get, what surprises lay in wait, what new legends are finally going to get figures. All that will be answered here just in a couple of weeks. And as I said, I will be boots on the ground at San Diego Comic-Con. We'll be checking it out, seeing what's going on. Dare I say, seeing what all the fuss is about. But that's it. That's Mattel Reveals for June 27th. What are you excited for? Let me know in the comments down below. What are you hoping to see at San Diego? How about that? Maybe we'll do a separate video on that in the future. Stay tuned, of course. Check out SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, The Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com. My podcast each and every Tuesday. It is The Kyle Peterson Show. Wherever audio podcasts are found, with videocast on YouTube. Check it out, of course. Don't forget YouTube channel memberships and Patreon. Your best way to support the channel. Of course, video, content, all kinds of stuff there every single day. And maybe a special video in July for Patreon-only members as well. So stay tuned for that. More on that as we get it, of course. And then don't forget my book, of course, The Complete Guide to the ECW Original San Francisco Toy Makers, available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble currently. So, for Mattel Reveals, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?